Hey guys, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to take you guys along a boat tour. For all of you guys that don't know, I picked up this boat in the spring of 2021, and I've been getting a couple questions about it since it's been in all of my videos. So today, I'm going to take you guys along, show you guys around, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let's start from the back and work our way up to the front. So it's a 2005 Triton TR-175, 17 feet 3-inch boat with a 7-foot 3-inch beam. And as you guys can see here from the front, hopefully has a little bit of a deeper hull than some of the other boats in the 17-foot class range. Which has been great on lakes like Lake Simcoe. It's powered by a 2005 115 Mercury Optimax, and as for the prop, I'm rocking a 22 pitch Laser 2. The whole shot isn't amazing. It's also a shorter boat, so kind of expected, but I get about 47 miles per hour with 2 people in the boat, and I've hit 50 going by myself with half a tank, so it's by no means a super fast boat or a huge big water boat, but for what I do, for all the fishing I do, this has been so far a perfect setup. So other than the electronics and the keel shield, which I have stuck on the bottom there, it's pretty much the exact way that I bought it, of course, other than all my tackle and all my rods and such. So let's hop inside the boat and I'll show you guys around. Oh, I forgot to mention, we have a jack plate on the back. I believe this is a 4-inch here. Haven't really played around with it or really thought about it at all, but that's also on here. As for the back here, we have our mega side imaging transducer back here. And let's hop right in here. This is the back of the boat. When I bought the boat, the interstate batteries here were pretty new, so I've been rocking those. Got a new cranking battery here because the guy I bought it from wasn't using a cranking battery. Got a charger, 3-bank charger here, and that's my through-hull transducer. If you guys want to see the way we rigged the graphs, I'm going to leave a video, the very first link down below in the description. We're rocking a through-hull here and the side imaging here, so when I'm running around, I can still see the bottom and see sonar. It's really great if you're looking for shoals and grass lines that otherwise you would have never been able to find. So that's the back of the boat here, nothing really too interesting. This is the driver's side compartment. I just pretty much put some extra rain gear, my Dakota lithium power box that I use to charge my cameras and my phone. Got my sunglasses in here, keep my wallet and stuff in here, some camera stuff. I put my camera bag in here as well, and any sort of extra clothing I have for that day, so my bibs or my sweaters. And always wear your life jacket with your kill switch. As for the other side here, I have my passenger side life jacket that Aaron usually rocks. And other than that, I'm a pretty bad boater because I don't have too much room for a co-angler per se, but I've been fishing a lot with Aaron, so we just use the same stuff anyways. So as of right now, the only stuff I've been really keeping in here, some safety gear, some jumper cables, all of my boat conditioning and cleaning stuff. I use this Chemical Guys stuff for detailing just to get all the watermarks off. I have some boat seat protectant, UV protectant here. This is a quick wax, and this is some seat cleaner here. Keep some sunscreen in here and such. And in here, nothing really too much to show. I have some extra bolt plugs, some hook cutters here, some wire cutters, grips, all of my documentation, a little first aid kit. I don't have a spare prop as of right now, but I'm rocking a prop wrench. And under here I have some more tools that hopefully I will never need, but I have just in case. So nothing way too interesting in here. Like I said, right now I've been rocking this in here. Maybe eventually I'll make this a co-angler spot. But as of right now, this is what I've been keeping in here. As for the live wells here, as you guys know, I don't really tournament fish, so I don't really think I'm going to be using them too much. But they're nice to have, of course. These are 28-gallon live wells. I've had fish in here. They've been happy, so that's all good. And on to the cockpit here. So these are the original seats. They're in pretty good condition. The guy I bought this boat from didn't really use the boat too much. There's a couple rips that, of course, are expected with a 16-year boat. But other than that, pretty good condition, which I'm happy about. The co-angler side here, a couple spots for the rods, nothing really too interesting. And let's move on to the cockpit here. So first things first, we are rocking, hopefully you guys can see that, a hot foot, which I didn't really know I was going to be such a huge fan of, but I absolutely love it. Along with the hot foot, we're also rocking the trim tab right here for the motor. The jack plate is manual jack plate, so I don't have a trim tab for that, but that has been great. This way I can keep both hands on the wheel and, you know, have a little bit better control of the boat. We have all of our accessory switches here. I believe the previous owner had a graph in here that he took out for whatever reason. So you guys will see here and on the front that we have this carbon fiber kind of plate, which honestly doesn't look too bad. I'm probably just going to leave it like that. As for the electronics, I'm rocking a Humminbird Helix 10. At the console here has everything on it, which honestly I've been a huge fan of these graphs. Been rocking them for 5 years, I guess. This is the Gen 2, so whenever the Gen 2 came out, that's when I bought this. I had it on my old Tintin boat, and I moved it over to here on a Geiger Tech mount, as you guys can see. I recently just networked my 2 graphs too, which has been absolutely amazing for fishing, but I'll probably end up making a video on all of that later. But yeah, been loving these graphs. Moving on here, we got a little day cooler. And here we got the front deck. So like I said before, this is a 17.5-inch boat, so the front deck isn't huge. It's, again, only a 7-foot 2-inch beam at the widest as well, so it's not a huge, it's not a very long and wide deck. It is, like I said, a deeper hull though, which I have personally been a big fan of. Just being from in other 17.5-foot boats, some of them are a little bit more flat on the bottom, so it's a lot harder to cut through those waves. But just from experience so far with the boat, I've been on Lake Simcoe a couple of times where those residual waves from the day before, a little bit further apart, can't really get quite on top of the waves, so you have to kind of cut through them. So I've been trimming in and kind of plowing through them, and it has been actually a very comfortable ride. So that's just kind of my experience so far with the boat. But that being said, Aaron and I both fit on the front deck, which is great. And let me show you guys how I have this all organized, I guess. So first things first, let's go to the rod compartment here. So believe it or not, I can fit an 8-foot rod in here. I can probably fit an 8.5-foot rod in here if I really try. But this is my rod compartment here. I have 15 rods in here as of right now, and I have 2 or 3 of Aaron's rods in here. So the longest one I have is the swim bait rod, which is 8 foot, as you guys can see. They all fit pretty nice in here. With these rod gloves and the reel protectors, it's very, very easy to take the rods out and slide them back in, and they don't get tangled at all. So yeah, so far I'm very, very happy with this rod compartment. As you guys can see, I have my pike board down there and my working class 0 board down there as well. So I can probably fit a couple more rods in here if I really wanted to. But so far I'm very, very happy with this setup. Nothing gets tangled, everything comes in and out easily, and I can fit all of my rods in here. So this middle storage box, I keep most of my tackle. It isn't very big. You guys will see here in a second. That's it right there. So it comes with a box with these slits, but I soon realized that I can fit more tackle if I organize my Plano boxes this way. So I keep most of my hard tackle and my terminal tackle here, and this side, the right or the left side, changes depending on the lake or the water body that I'm on. So for example, if we're fishing smallmouth, you know, Lake Simcoe, Lake Ontario, or any kind of smallmouth fishery, I will put my drop shot baits, my tubes, my Ned baits, and my spy bait and hair jig box in here, as opposed to what I have in here now, which is my jig trailers. I have my worms, like my Senkos, and I have all of my craws in here. So depending on where I'm fishing and what we're fishing for or what we're doing, the bags that I keep in here will change. I keep all of my soft plastics in the Bass Mafia bags. I previously used to keep them in the Flambeau boxes in my old boat, but Bass Mafia bags just make more sense for the setup I have here. Got my little line box that I keep here for all of my leader line, jerk baits, spy baits, and I think just jerk baits and spy baits in here. Got my shallow to medium diving crankbaits, got all my terminal tackle, jigs and chatterbaits, buzz baits, spinner baits, and some swim jigs. At the top here I have all of my top water in this box. So most of my tackle, like I said, it fits here. I'll show you guys that compartment here in a second. And I have, like I said, my worm bag and my craw bag, and here I keep all my jig trailers. So that's kind of what I have going on here. I just installed these bars here that I keep for baits to dry, and some baits that I've been frequently using, so just easy access. But that's the middle compartment here. So as you guys know, I previously had a 15-foot Legend aluminum boat. It was a great boat. It was great to fish out of, but over the past 2 years or so, I've been like slowly looking for a new boat. I was kind of limited with that boat. I couldn't really go on bigger water. I had to pick my days. So I've been saving up and looking for something like this where I can kind of do whatever I want, right? Of course, I'm not going to be going to Lake Simcoe or some of the bigger lakes when it's super windy, but other than that, I can pretty much do whatever I want. So when I was looking, I was looking at both aluminum boats, like 17 to 18 foot aluminum boats, and 17 to 18 foot fiberglass boats. But in the end, I ended up going with fiberglass, and looking back at it, probably the best decision I could have made. First of all, I can fit everything in this boat. If I wanted an aluminum boat with this kind of setup here, where I can store all of my rods, all of my tackle, and be pretty comfortable, I was looking at a whole bigger price point, right? I pretty much would have to buy new, and that's definitely not in my budget. Another thing, I didn't want a tracker, so that took the whole, like, half of the market out of the picture there. And third of all, I wanted something with at least a 90 on the back. So the market was pretty bad, or has been pretty bad, for aluminum boats. And in the end, with all the fishing I have been doing with this boat, I would not be as comfortable in an aluminum boat. So looking back at it, I think this was the best decision I could have made. Super, super comfortable boat. I would not be taking an aluminum boat on Simcoe on some of the days I take this boat out. It just would not be a fun ride. And overall, it's not a big boat, but it's a very comfortable boat, and has been a perfect little setup or entry setup for me into the fiberglass world. So I'm very, very happy with this purchase, as you guys have been probably seeing in my videos. So that is that, and let's move on to the next compartment. So in here, this one takes a little bit of force. I have the rest of my tackle. So again, I have one of those bars up here that I kind of keep some stuff, just quick access. And let me take you guys through this compartment. It looks a little bit messy, but let me show you guys. So here I have some other hard baits or hard tackle that I couldn't fit in the middle compartment. I have my deep diving crankbaits, which don't really come out until the fall. I have a full box here with some stuff. This is that spy bait hair jig box I was talking about, and here I just have some freedom tackle stuff. So essentially this is just fall stuff plus extras in here. I have this bag with most of my jackal, rhythm waves, and craws right here. And I have a little lake trout bag in the back here. So as you guys can see, like I said, been rocking Bass Mafia bags, and so far I'm really happy with that. I'm able to organize all of my soft plastics based on technique, which has been making my organization very, very easy. So in the back here, I have extra terminal tackle. I wouldn't really call it terminal tackle. I would call it swim bait specific terminal tackle. So I have all my treble hooks, my split rings, and my lure knocker in there. Here, this is my swim bait bag. I'm actually missing a bunch of my swim baits, but have my Beast Ghost Miyagi's in there, have that new Jackal Dunkel in there, and some beast hooks. This is my tube slash Ned rig bag, and this is my drop shot bag right here. So like I said, this changes depending on what we're doing. So say I'm going to go to fish Lake Ontario Smallmouth tomorrow, I'll take this drop shot bag, this tube bag out, put it in here, and take my craws and senkos out and put it in there. This is where I keep all my swim baits. So I have my soft plastic swim baits In here, I got my DRT baits down there with my gang crafts. And then here I pretty much just have all my other swim baits like my piz baits. And this is just some extra goodies that I have yet to use that I plan on using. Here I have a box with my scent and gloves and some fizzing needles. And that's my anchor and some more safety gear. And moving on to the front here. This is the front right here. So I'm rocking an 80-pound thrust Minn Kota Fortrex. And as for the graph, this is a Gen 2 Humminbird Helix 7 that again I have networked to the back. And yeah, we're rocking a recessed fill pedal here that came with the boat. And overall, pretty comfortable front deck space here. So yeah, that's the boat. Overall, I have been very, very happy with it. It has definitely stepped up my fishing game, allowed me to explore new water, and has kind of made fishing a little bit easier and more organized for me, which has been great. So that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to leave links to some accessories like the Geiger Tech mount and like the graphs and the networking cables down below in the description. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. If you guys want to see any more tackle or gear based videos, let me know. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.